Helena Blavatsky and her descendants are the founders, the true founders of something that is called the law of attraction. It is an extension of what Dolpolpa was doing with mind-only Buddhism. It was the idea that they understood something truly powerful, and that if you just really believed something, you could influence the world with your thoughts alone. And you know what? There's something really interesting about the law of attraction, if you think about it. You know, the American dream, the idea that if you work hard, you can achieve whatever you want. There was a guy later called Max Weber who wrote this book called The Protestant Work Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, which was the idea that your favor from God would manifest in your wealth. And if you were wealthy, you were probably a pretty good guy, and your hard works would get you there. Well, this Christian idea mixed very, very well with Blavatsky's law of attraction. You prayed real hard, and the Hindu pantheon would grant you your requests. The ultimate reality described by Dolpolpa would allow your mind to form the world to your thoughts. And then a few years later, The Matrix. The Matrix, also a Eastern spirituality meets Hollywood. Neo discovers that the world that we live in is a simulation, and that by taking the right pill, he can understand the true nature of the universe, of this illusory world that we have been talking about since at least 1333, when Dolpolpa founded mind-only Buddhism. Then, just a few years later, the international bestseller, the book that everyone buys and reads, there's a movie made up about it. It's called The Secret. That's right. It's Napoleon Hill's book, re-updated to the modern world, and everyone gets a vision board, and we get the idea that we can manifest our dreams, we can manifest wealth by thinking about it just in the right way. We hang up a board, and interesting, Tibetan Buddhism has boards too. They're called tankas, with these esoteric paintings that you learn to read and manifest your will in the world. Now we're doing it again with vision boards, and The Secret is a huge deal. The Secret comes out the same year that my student, Emily O'Connor, jumps off the roof of the retreat center in Bodh Gaya after she writes in her journal, "I am a bodhisattva. I am essentially an angel. I am enlightened." She believes that not only because of what happened in that meditation chamber, but because of this 2,800-year story that we have been telling, the movement of spiritual thought from the time that the Buddha put his finger in the soil in Bodh Gaya to now, where the print capital, the bestsellerness of the Tibetan plateau and the desire to get fame and recognition for spiritual pursuits, that all plays into how we act and how we think about Tibetan Buddhism, about spirituality, about New Age Buddhism, about yoga, about meditation. All of that history is happening right now when we look at the questions of enlightenment. When you go to a meditation center, when you learn yoga and you put your hands together and you say, "Namaste, the divine light in me hails and recognizes the divine light in you." Well, if you've ever come across the word namaste, that's probably the context you hear it. But in reality, namaste means more like ciao. It's hello and goodbye in India. Now, hello, the word in English, hello, might also mean the divine light in me hails and recognizes the divine light in you. But that's not really how it's used in India. Instead, this idea of yoga and these sort of like superheated ideas we have about yoga, it actually traces back to Theos Bernard, who brought Hatha Yoga to America, and Om the Omnipotent, the guy with the magic penis. I am not saying that spirituality is wrong or bad or good, honestly. I'm just saying that history has happened, and these ideas get recycled and changed, and ideas move from one location, they get reabsorbed by a second location, and that idea goes back to the first location and changes things again. This is what culture does. This is the nature of culture. But it's important to remember that there's not one unchanging, perfect Buddhism, perfect Hinduism, perfect Christianity, perfect any religion. Is that history plays a role in everything that we're doing right now.
And why is that? Because we as a society, Western society, have completely moved into the left hemisphere perception, according to Ian McGilchrist. The left hemisphere dominance trusts only reason, doubts instinct, is very analytical, thinks abstract, mechanical, black and white. And Donna Williams, I can't quote her enough because this is the best explanation I have found so far. She calls it the interpretive world, the world of applied meaning to incoming experiences that progressively builds mental structures and frameworks that ultimately filter our direct sensed experiences of the physical world and develops conscious mind as the primary guide. There you have it, mind. And then from that, of course, comes the ego world. Ego contortion that further clads, alters, and filters the logical meaning we get from experiences of the physical world and further buries our original capacity for sensing and beingness, not doingness. We have become human doings. But our natural state is actually being, human beings, not doings. Yeah, and of course it starts right from kindergarten, school, even before that. It is indoctrination. We are being domesticated like dogs. We have to adapt into our culture, or else